Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni G. Shafe. What a night for the Nerazzurris. Inter Milan defeating the Rossoneri's AC Milan in that game at the San Siro Stadium, where it happened between the two of them. Well, welcome you once more. It's going to be a big one in the second leg because they will all fight for honors there. Welcome you once again. And right now we look at stories trending in the world of sport, starting from Nigerian sport now. Federation Cup round of 32 for men. A lot of matches were played. About 15 of them were actually played yesterday. We just have to quickly look at the result of those matches played. The Federation Cup round of 32. Kwara United, they bundled out Ikorodu United 3-1 to qualify for round of 16 there. You look at Shooting Stars, they play against Warri Wolves, ended goalless the normal time, and then 4-3 in favor of Warri Wolves, who won via penalty shootout. Ahudia lost against Bende Insurance by a long goal. Oka City lost against Heartland 2-1 in that game. You have Aqua United 1-1 against EFCC, and EFCC actually won that game 9-8 on penalty shootouts. Insurance Feeders 2, Osun United 1, Plateau United against Eyimba. It was a cracker there, 2-2 in normal time, and on penalty shootouts, Plateau United actually edged Eyimba there. You look at Rangers 2-0 against Kano Pillars, Nasarawa United 3-2, 5-goal thriller against DMD. Doma United actually did so well against Ebunagia 4-0. They ended in that game for Doma United, crossing over the round of 16. And you have Sunshine Stars 2, Standard FC 0, Heartland okay, although we saw that earlier on there. And you have Sinoshots 1 and Lobby Stars actually defeating Sinoshots by 2-1. And you have Idel FC 1, Milantaki Care FC 0. Looking at this result alongside Noel Sampson, who's actually in the studio to talk sport with me. Well, we saw those games there, but the big one was for the fact that Eyimba being bundled out of this competition. Eyimba lost against Plateau United on penalty. Kano Pillars also lost against Rangers International. A lot of people were thinking maybe considering how Rangers have been playing, this is in the MPFL, that Kano Pillars are doing well in the NNL, they will defeat Rangers, but Rangers came smoking. They defeated Kano Pillars 2-0 in that game.
Football is always magic. What you expect might not come out as what is being played on the field or on the pitch. So it's surprising to see Eyimba out of the competition. One of the best. To me, I think Eyimba should be the most successful team in Nigeria when it talks about international and bring the CAF competitions and win the Premier League so far. So the league in Nigeria, so boy, is so disappointed to see they're out of the competition. They try again next season. And when we talk about Kano Pillars and Rangers, you can't compare those in Championship to defeat those in the Premier League.
No, so, but you know, at times, this is Federation's Cup. Just like the way they play FA Cup, you see giant killing teams. It can also happen. Yeah, if we check the result there, we saw Oka. Aqua United. Exactly. Aqua United were actually bundled out. They were defeated by EFCC. EFC play in NNL. Aqua United play in the MPFL.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say, it happens, but not too common. It's like when you have we like call Oxford United going playing against Man City, and you see them defeating Man City. It happens, but it's something that is rare. So rare. So you cannot compare the experience the Rangers are having. Apart from the Rangers, probably they're just having some kind of downtime in form now.
The Rangers actually won. Aqua United.
Yeah, no, people are contemplating that probably the
Rangers would lose against Kano.
Will win exactly. But it's football, you cannot compare. They won't want to disgrace themselves so bad. So I wasn't surprised when I saw the score that they won Kano Pillars. Because if Kano Pillars were that good enough, they won't be at the Championship. At the Championship now, they could have been at the Premier League probably playing. So, but that doesn't happen. It doesn't say in football. Anything can happen in football.
Well, we've been talking concerning the Federation's Cup round of 32 games being played, and we're looking at those results earlier. But really, a shocking one for Aqua United losing against EFCC. Well, that's football. It just have to bounce back. Then for Eyimba International, they've been bundled by Plateau United via penalty shootout. A tough one there, but at least Plateau United cross over to round of 16 in the men's round of 32, where they play those games across Nigeria. A match will be coming up today, although sure that has to do with Gombe United. But right now, the round of 16 teams know themselves, and they are happy for the fact they were able to do it. The likes of Nasarawa United, who right now are on relegation when it comes to NPFL, at least they still have hope of playing in the Continental if they are able to do this, get to win this particular competition. We'll be looking at the Federation score round of 32 result, and now let's talk about the women. The women will also be playing their matches today, and we look at the fixtures concerning the women's matches round of 16 now. Let's look at the fixtures for the Federations Cup round of 16 for women there, even though we are looking at the fact that while we are waiting for that, when it comes to the Federations Cup, you know, it's a kind of giant killing competition where the mighty team actually fall prey to a very smaller team. In Nigeria, it's not so common that you see a big team losing against a younger, smaller team, but right now it's happening.
Yeah, everybody is trying to just meet up. Everybody wants to just try to, even though they can't be in the main league, at least the league the opportunity to play, they call the opportunity to play others, at least let them go and at least win the competition. And probably some of these bigger teams are, no, Federation Cup is not as, we need something better. We need something better, not the Federation Cup. So you see all these smaller teams, they just try everything to do, make sure they win, to make sure they have their say to do against bigger teams. So that's, you can see it's all over around the world. You can see go to the English Premier League, go to the La Liga, go to Germany, go to Italy. You can see when they play their other competitions, you can see how those smaller teams try within their possible best to make sure they try to defeat the bigger teams. But still, what we've not seen that has been popular is where you see where the smaller teams winning the competition. It's always quite difficult. But not the last time in the English Premier League where Watford played against Manchester City, it ended 6-0 against Watford.
We've been talking concerning Federations Cup, even though the women's the matches for the round of 16 ladies are just been displayed there. We go to Kaduna now to join Tunji Oyeleke to give us a view of his own concerning the Federations Cup. Tunji, good to have you on the show.
Hello, good morning. Hope you're good.
Yes, we've been talking about the Federations Cup. A lot of matches being played, 16 matches. It was actually 15, right? That was on yesterday. And we saw Aqua United losing against AFCC. I'm sure that was a shocking one to you.
Well, I was listening to the analysis in the studio, and the truth of the matter is it's actually a very, very shocking result, as you have put it. You would have expected that Aqua United being campaigners in the Nigeria Professional Football League, or Nigeria Premier Football League, as they put it, you would have expected that they will be able to dispatch EFCC. But one thing that we've also come to realize that the NNL is also quite a competitive league, because we have quite a lot of the former MPFL teams who are actually performing there. So you realize that it's not always going to be a stroll in the park when you're getting teams from the NNL to play against teams in the MPFL as it is. And as it is, it ended penalties, and you know that when it comes to the penalty shootout, it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game. So it's unfortunate for Aqua United. Sorry for them, but pretty joy for EFCC of Abuja as it is.
And also, we saw the Plateau United versus Eyimba. It also ended in penalty shootout, where Plateau United actually triumphed in that game. Another big one, in fact, the biggest match. A lot of people were looking at that. As you recall, when Eyimba dislodged Rivers United, and now they've also tasted their own the bitter pill they gave to Rivers United.
Truth of the matter is, when it comes to Eyimba, they are very good when they are playing in Aba. They are very, very good when they are playing in Aba. The problem comes when they go away from home. And knowing fully well, probably we'll talk about the distance they have to travel and all. I mean, I was just yesterday, I saw El Academy Warriors players, the team, they were in Kaduna, they were having lunch somewhere in Kaduna here. So it tells you that the amount of travels that these guys have to travel takes a toll on them. But as far as anybody is concerned, their away form for the last few years has been very, very poor. Hardly do they go. In fact, whenever they go away and win a match, we get very surprised. You know, at best they do is get a draw. But winning a game away from home has always been very difficult. And I'm talking about a team, Plateau United, coached by Fidelis Ilechukwu. You know for a fact that Fidelis Ilechukwu is not, he's not beans. when it comes to the NPFL. He knows his onions. He sets up his team to do very, very well. And we saw exactly what happened in that game, ending at the end of the day in penalties, as it is also. It just tells a lot about the magic of the Federation's Cup. But I knew for a fact that it was going to be all for Plateau United to win that particular game.
Well, a good one there with Oyeleke talking about the Federation's Cup matches being played yesterday across Nigeria. But right now, let's cross over to talk about the women's matches that will be coming up also today. Games will be coming up in round of 16, although Bayelsa Queens will be playing due to the fact that the team they were supposed to be facing involved in an accident. That's Dana's ladies. But right now, let's look at the fixtures. Fortress FC against Oni Badgers of Benue. And you have Fortress FC from Edo, Atlant Queens of Imo against Lakeside Queens of Ogun. Edo Queens against Morimadu FC of Abia, Royal Queens Delta, Royal Robo Queens, the Battle of the Arabs. And you have Nasarawa Amazon against Nigeria Tel of FCT. And you also look at Rivers Angels, Oshun Babes, while Moje Queens of Kwara will take on Delta Queens of Delta. Looking at these fixtures, a tough one, even though they will actually have to play them in a neutral ground. Tunji, you want to look at these games, I'm sure you're going to pick the one that will be very tough out there. You look at Nasarawa Amazon versus Nigeria Tells. This is a battle of the North Central. They know themselves, although both of them will be playing in at least a neutral ground.
Exactly. You took right off my mouth as it is. I was looking at Nigeria Tales. They are based in Abuja, and they've not been out there, but for they're one of the emerging forces when it comes to female football in Nigeria. They are one of the teams that we need to be very, very watchful about when it comes to female football in Nigeria. Nigeria Tales of the FCT playing against their neighbors, Nasarawa Amazons. Nasarawa Amazons, we know them as the perennial challengers when it comes to female football in Nigeria. Also, that aside, I'm looking at the Robo FC Queens of Lagos versus Royal Queens of Delta. That game is one that is going to be very, very interesting. I'm looking out for that particular one. Though a lot of these results may be very, very straightforward, but just as I have said, FC Robo versus Royal Queens of Delta, National Amazons versus FCT are the two games to look out for. Let's not forget also that there is the Rivers Angels versus Ocean Babes also. That's another one that we look out for. So those three games for me are the top games that we should look at for, because we just be seeing surprising results out of those three games that I have mentioned. But I'm happy to see teams like Maureen Madu from Abia. I like the fact that the competition is giving opportunity to these teams to showcase themselves. Let's not forget that there's the Moje Queens from my own Kwara State also. So it's great to see these things happening in the NWFL.
Well, good one there. Federation's Cup women, at least for the fact that you are projecting this, you could see the team from your state, Oyeleke. Good one there. Okay, now while you are there, but for just a brief, let's look at some NBA Eastern and Western Conference games were played earlier on today. Well, it's now 3-2 between Golden State Warriors and Los Angeles Lakers. Let's look at the result of those games before we go back to football. Miami Heat, they lost against New York Knicks, even though they saw, but they couldn't conquer that game. 103 against 112. New York Knicks actually doing so well there. James Bronson among the top scorers there. NBA Western Conference semi-final result. Los Angeles Lakers actually lost 106-121 against Golden State Warriors. Looking at these games that were played in the Western and also in the Eastern Conference, of all the games that actually happened earlier on the NBA. While we're still looking at the NBA, they are talking with the graphics. You look at the man of the moment that did so well for New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson. He scored 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists to help his team, New York Knicks, to actually nip it in the bud against Miami Heat in that particular game. Still talking about the NBA, let's look at Los Angeles Lakers and Golden State Warriors. Stephen Curry got 27 points, 8 assists, and 3 rebounds in that game. And you look at LeBron James having 25.9 rebounds and 3 assists. assist, where Warriors actually defeated Los Angeles Lakers 121-106 in that particular encounter. Now, if you look at the bracket of the NBA right now, well, for Denver Nuggets against Phoenix Suns is 3-2, and you look at Miami Heat and New York Knicks also 3-2. Looking at the way it's going right now, tough one there. Golden State Warriors and Los Angeles Lakers is now 3-2. At least Game 6 is coming up in the series, and also for 76ers against Boston Celtics is also 3-2. So all the teams are really trying to see how they can close the gap and make it maybe 3-3, or it's going to be 4-2, and it will end there. Well, a tough one for all the matches or games being played in the Western and the Eastern Conference 2023 playoffs there. We're just giving you update concerning the games that have been played earlier on today. Let's go back to football as we talk about the AFCON under-17. It's been superlative for the team of Senegal. Really, they did so well in their own game, really bamboozling the team from South Africa. The Amajimbos 5-0 there. Let's look at that story. Under-17 AFCON, Senegal trust South Africa to pick World Cup ticket. Oyeleke, let me start with you. Looking at this game, it seems the fear of Senegal should be the beginning of wisdom right now. The way they are beating almost all the teams they've been meeting in this competition.
And you see that boy there with the jersey number 10? Fear him. Fear that boy.
They should fear the number 20 jersey.
Amara Diop. Amara Diop. He's one to fear, actually, not watch. He's one to actually fear, because he has been the leader of the attack. He's been the leader of the surge of Senegal as it is. And just preparing for this program, it actually struck me, and I was thinking about it, and I said, come, I don't know what Senegal is actually doing. The football FA in Senegal, I don't know what they are doing. The amount of investment that has gone into their football recently. Remember, they are champions of this at the senior level in AFCON. They are champions of under-20, and they are also doing very well at the under-17 level. And if we are able to beat Burkina Faso today, the truth of the matter is Senegal we are going to face. So if there is any team for me that can stop the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria in this competition, it is Senegal that can actually do it. I'm pretty scared of those guys because they seem so much the way they do their things. There's this cohesion that is there. The guys are really, really, really good. And if Nigeria is able to make it against Mali against Burkina Faso today, I'm pretty scared when it comes to Senegal. I will not lie, because the way they dispatch South Africa, let's not forget, they troubled us, and the way Senegal dispatched them as if they were playing against nobody, honestly, I am scared.
Coming from Tuyi there, he's scared because we are going to be facing Senegal. That is, if you are able to defeat Burkina Faso, the same South Africa that we managed to beat, and now they trash South Africa 5-0. Well, are you also scared?
Very scared. Because we struggled against South Africa, truly. For the Senegal
to trash South Africa that we managed to defeat 3-2.
It's not even trash. It was just like a walk away. 5-0. So you have to be scared of Senegal. And you can see, according to what Tunji said, from the senior team down to the 20 down, I don't know what they've been doing. I think we need to learn from them.
Senegal, right?
Yes, as in, it's really been under 20. You can see how they performed well. Now again, under 17, probably might even win this competition again if we are not careful.
Well, we've been talking concerning Senegal. Let's look at another team that also did well. Morocco mauled Algeria to pick under 17 World Cup AFCON semi-final ticket. Morocco also did well. They scored 3 goals too.
Actually, it's between two North African countries. So if you're good one for Morocco, I think the North African countries are countries too which also fear when it comes to this competition. So if Nigeria win today's match, we pray if Nigeria
on the line,
or if we win today's match, we pray we win Senegal also too. So that, because apart from Senegal that I'm scared of, these North African countries are also very good when it comes to...
You should also be scared of Morocco.
Yes.
They defeated us when we met in the group stage, 1-0, and now they did well.
If we meet again, we'll take it like with them.
I just hope that prayer will be answered anyway. We've been talking concerning the under-17 AFCON. Tuji, are you also scared concerning the Moroccan team?
Well, I am. Thanks to the fact that played against Nigeria, we were able to watch them. I don't fear Morocco at all, because I think that the problem or the mistake, what happened against Morocco was our own undoing, because you could see that we were all over Morocco like bees. That's the truth. We were all over them. We just couldn't get the goal, to at least equalize and get a point in that game. So whatever that happened in that game against Morocco was our own undoing. I like the Moroccan team because they are highly technical. They are together. They play as a team. I like their captain, the central defender. He seems so matured and calm. He seems assured, and he's good on the ball. So he has a way of arranging his defense line, and that contributed to how we could not actually get a goal against Morocco. So for Morocco, I am not bothered about them. I think if we meet them again, I think we will beat them, and we'll beat them very, very well. After all, the Nigerian team have started now. The only thing that we are failing to do as we are scoring goals is we are failing to defend. It's as if we are sacrificing defense for attacking. So that's one thing we should actually work out as it is.
Yes, let's take this particular big one that happened yesterday at the San Siro, where the two teams actually used that same stadium as their home matches. Inter Milan, AC Milan. Well, a good one. Let's look at that story. Seko Mkhitaryan gave Inter Milan first leg advantage over rivals AC Milan. A game that saw the two teams in the Nerazzurri against the Rossoneri. So a big one there. But for Inter, they have done their best in the first leg. Looking at the first leg, second leg now, it's going to be a walkover. Don't you think?
Oh, it's almost looking like it's a walkover for AC or for Inter Milan in the second leg. But this is football; anything can actually happen. But when you look at the two teams, the way they were set up yesterday, you know that the difference between AC Milan and Inter Milan yesterday was the maturity of the Inter Milan players, the way they have handled the game, the way they flowed with the game. No matter what AC Milan tried to do, Inter Milan just had enough to nullify them. Let's not forget that between Stefano Pioli and Inzaghi, Pioli is the better coach. He's the better coach. He's the more experienced coach of the two coaches. But the difference was just that Inzaghi had much more matured players on the pitch yesterday. Dzeko, look at the way Dzeko took his goal. Let's not forget that Henrik Mkhitaryan is a guy that has been all over Europe as it is. He has played in every team he has played in have been top teams everywhere. So it's just the maturity of the Inter Milan team that helped them scale through. And I think they have enough. They actually have enough, to put AC Milan out of the competition when the second leg comes next week.
A good one there coming from 2G now. Let's hear from you, Noel. That game, Inter AC Milan.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the game for yesterday's game. I want to talk about
Man City. Yeah.
No, not even Man City.
Second leg.
Yes, because it's going to be a really tough game for AC Milan. If it's going to be what they go, it's something you can see, okay, 1-0, but 2-0, it's not going to be easy. And they are coming home again now to Inter's place. It's going to be difficult, although they're using the same stadium, but technically they are coming to the home of Inter Milan. So it's going to be a very serious game. I think Inter will be more relaxed. Then AC Milan will be more agitated to just want to score and make sure they win. So if I were to be Inter, I'll just play the game relaxed. If the goal comes, fine, but I won't let them score me. So I think, to me now, I think I'm seeing Inter at the next level.
Well, it's going to be a tough one. Let's see who will be playing against Inter Milan. If they cross over, anything can still happen. It's football, so unpredictable. Well, let's take the last straw on the show. Napoli increased Victor Osimhen's price tag to 160 million. Now he's improving from 130 to 160.
It's expected now. He's African Player of the Year, either you like it or not.
Seriously?
Either you like it or not.
I've already given it to him.
Either you like it or not.
Okay, let's hear from Tuji. Look at that story, Tuji. Well, Osimhen's price tag is increasing almost every day.
He's not British. He's not a Declan Rice. If he was British, I think there would be we're talking 180 million as it is. And I like what my brother in the studio just said about the fact that he mentioned the last thing that he mentioned. I'm trying to remember what he actually said there, but
Inter Milan.
It can actually. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking at Victor Osimhen, and he's worth every penny. Actually, he's worth it. I would have preferred that he stays in Italy for one more season, establish himself there, and then we see
I think
where
he was talking about being crowned the African Footballer of the Year.
Yes, and talking about that, I just want to appeal to some of our senior colleagues who have voting power. They should vote for Victor Osimhen. We wouldn't want a situation where we don't want to see what happened with Asisa Toshoala, where they didn't vote for her for some personal reasons. But if we actually can vote, I think Victor Osimhen will actually win it. But he's worth every penny. He's a top player. But I don't want him to leave Napoli just yet. Stay one more season, establish yourself in Italy, then see what happens from there. Maybe Manchester United will come in hot.
Good one there coming from.
No.
Don't want you to go to Manchester United.
Manchester United. No.
Okay, where do you want him to go?
If you come to a club like he's sure of carrying, lifting the cup.
Is it Chelsea?
I don't mention the club's name.
Oh my goodness, we've been having a nice time with Tunji Oyeleke joining us from Kaduna. I want to appreciate your time with us, Tunji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Even though I saw you smiling there, I'm sure it's the Chelsea that I mentioned. Anyway, Noel Samson, where do you want Osimhen to go before we wrap it up?
He should come to Chelsea.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's going to excel.
Yeah, you are even shy to mention that name. But really, the whole of Nigeria will want to see Osimhen win the African Footballer of the Year and also move to a better club. Although some are saying stay one more season to earn more feather, at least to your crown there. Good one. We've been talking sports on Trust TV on the show 360 Sport. Noel Samson joining us in the studio and also Tunji Oyeleke joining us from Kaduna via Zoom. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.